Hello, welcome to our September fall craft for Make It Yourself. Today we are going to be making wooden signs similar to this one. Not exactly, but similar. Let's get started with what is in your kit. This is what is included in your kit. You will have a word that either says welcome or hello fall, and it does have contact paper over the top of it. Do not remove that yet. Sponge brush, 2 colors of paint, a pipe cleaner, some painter's tape on a straw, an assortment of fall leaves, some tacky craft glue, and some ribbon. You'll also have a wooden circle. Now, if you have a glue gun at home, this is a great opportunity to use it. If you do not, your tacky glue will work. You just may have to let it dry a little bit longer or hold it down a little bit more, but it will work. We're going to go ahead and get started. So you will need a cup of water. We're actually going to start with the white paint. So go ahead and get your white paint and your brush. So while I'm waiting for my wooden circle to dry, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to make some bows. So I just cut myself a decent length of ribbon here. It's probably about 2 feet. And I'm going to start in the center, just kind of pinch it. And just tie it into a regular bow. Just keep adjusting it until I have it the tightness that I want. And the size loops that I want. And then there I have a basic bow. Now, if that's all you want to do, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to get super fancy and try to make the bow like the other one that I'm going to show you. It is slightly more complicated. But if you want to give it a try, you have plenty of ribbon. So let me get my other ribbon here. Sort of unloop a decent amount. Leave yourself a tail and then pinch it. And then if yours has a pattern on one side that is not the same on the other, this is just a little bit duller. This is the front. So I'm going to try to keep that on the outside. So make yourself a loop, pinch it in the middle, and then give it a twist. Make another loop, about the same size. So you have something like this, pinch it in the middle, and give it a twist. Keep doing that. Until you have 3 loops on each side, so 6 loops total. Then you are going to take your pipe cleaner, 3 loops and 1 tail on each side. Just sort of loop that around that pinched middle. Pull it tight and tighten your pipe cleaner around that center. Now, if you want to, you can trim the pipe cleaner down, but you don't have to. You just kind of bend it up there. And then just cut your ribbon off about the same length. My scissors aren't great. So here's my bow, and I'm just going to fluff it up. This is wired ribbon, so you can adjust and fluff as needed. Okay, so I have my nice fluffy bow. Let's see if my sign is dry yet, so I can do the next part. Once your paint is dry to the touch, you're going to get your painter's tape and unroll it from your straw. Place it just above your line, if you have a line, or just below center. Press it down on the edges. And then paint the bottom half with your second color. If you have your white line still showing through, just let it dry, do another coat until you can't see that line anymore. But if your first coat's fine, go ahead and let it dry. So my paint is dry now. Just going to peel off my painter's tape here in a nice smooth motion. A nice crisp line there. Okay. So we made our bow while we were waiting for the paint to dry. Our sign is dry. So this is the next part. We're going to use this. Now you'll see that it has some contact paper over the top of it. Don't peel that off yet. What I want you to do is take the end of your brush or something else and just kind of go over the lettering to make sure that it's really adhered to the contact paper. Now let me grab my sign here. Now you're going to decide where you want it. It will fit right across the center. So if you have welcome or if you have hello fall, you can just simply put it here. But you can decide to put it partially over. You can put it a little bit up. I wouldn't put it up here because it's probably not going to fit up here. But you can kind of see, where it's going to fit. If you do have hello fall at this point, if you want to, you can cut your letters or your words apart right here and place one above your line and one below. I'm actually going to do that so that you can see. Okay, so now we're going to peel off the contact paper, and you want the lettering to come with the contact paper. If it starts to stick, just rub it again with this to make sure that it adheres. See, mine's sticking right here, so I'm just gonna go back over it again, and I'm gonna come at it from a different angle. So now you have your hello. I'm going to stick mine right up here above my line. You can reposition it a little bit once you stick it down, but you don't want to do that too many times. Once you have it in place where you want it, press it down, and then we're going to burnish again. Because now you want it to stick to your wood. Then just gently peel up your contact paper. Hopefully your letters are sticking to the wood, just like this, like magic. Just go slow and easy. If your letters start to peel up, just put it back down and burnish again. Or come at it from a different angle. Now you do want to make sure that your paint is very, very dry at this point. You don't want your paint to peel up. Now I'm going to do it again so that you can see. That's why I cut mine in half so that I could do it twice for you. So I'm going to just burnish because I can't remember if I did that for this one. And then I'm going to put my second one down here. Again, once you have it in the place you want to, press it down with your finger and then burnish with your brush. And you can carefully peel off your contact paper. Starting to look professional already, isn't it? All right, so here we have our Hello Fall. Now I am going to use a glue gun because just for the video, it's easier and quicker for me to use that, but you can definitely use the glue that comes with your kit. You just will have to hold things down a little bit longer and then wait for them to dry completely before moving on to the next step. But we're going to start with our ribbon. You can choose your big fancy ribbon. You can choose this one. Either of these I am going to trim down the end so they don't cover my words. So whichever one you think looks better, I'm going to use my fancier one. Just bend my pipe cleaner down there. Give it a good dollop of hot glue. Be very careful with your hot glue if you're using it. Burnt fingers are no fun. I'm going to reposition my ribbon. I'm going to trim down my ends. If you want to make your ends fancy and so that they are not just flat like this, there's a couple things you can do. You can cut it at an angle. I like to fold mine in half like this. And I'm actually going to cut mine a little shorter first. So fold it in half and then cut from the wired side to the fold at an angle. And it makes a nice little fishtail. Oop, except for I must have had a little weird fold in there because it didn't. Go. Mine are going to be hidden anyway. Again, just fold your ribbon in half, cut at an angle from the wired end towards the fold. Okay. Now you should have an assortment of leaves. I believe you have 5, possibly 6. So here are my leaves. I'm just going to try a few different places and glue them down. So I like those placements. I'm going to put a little dot of glue on them and put them down. Again, be careful if you are using a hot glue gun for this part, because these leaves are thin, and just pressing them with your finger, you will feel the heat through them. So just be very aware of that and be careful. Otherwise, use your craft glue for this. Just need a very little bit. So here is your lovely fall sign. I hope you enjoyed making it. It is indoor only. It cannot be put outside because it is not sealed. If you do want to be able to hang it on the wall, you know what? You can just use a pop tab. You can just use some glue and glue that on there with the hole up a little bit, and then you can hang it on the wall. Or I just like to prop mine up on a display against the wall. And I think it looks beautiful that way too. I hope that you enjoyed making this. I would love to see the ones that you make. Please share them with us. Thank you so much and happy crafting.